This is the third video in a series about transferring a ratty Ford Model A off my good car trailer onto another trailer. Notice I did not say onto another car trailer. In the last video, I demonstrated that I'm kind of an idiot by putting the source trailer, the trailer with the Model A on it, half on a sand pile, putting it at just enough tilt so that when I was trying to raise the Model A on dollies, the car tried to escape my clutches and jump off the trailer. Well, not that dramatic, but potentially so. So I called a halt to that operation and repositioned the source and target trailers to be as level as possible in an old barnyard.
That gives me more room to move the truck. I dropped that concrete mixer in the exact wrong place. Alright, any content is good content, right?
Because I routinely use this car trailer wrong, I've made supports for the back that allow me to load and unload vehicles without the car trailer attached to a truck. This is wrong, and you should never do this. Ever.
I don't know about any of this stuff. Actually working for me. So that, in theory at least, will support this from rocking backwards. Probably smartest to go ahead and hook the truck up. So let's work on doing that. Alright, let's see where I'm at. Alright. Just like that. Or I can drop the nose of the trailer, supporting this thing. Drop it until this slides all over the back. And then drop it on top of it. Raise up the nose so it drops on top. Oof, I did that. Good dog. Alright. This is still loose? This is still loose. Now I gotta make some ramps. Check it. Stair treads from 2 houses ago when I renovated. They're 1-inch pine, about 100 years old. Let's see if they can stand up to it. Alright, I think we're almost ready to start pulling. See if I can just move it forward a little bit to fit this last. See, I'm using scrap pieces of trim as ramps. Is there anything that a liberal application of scrap wood and construction screws can't fix? I don't know. Look at that. See? Look how perfect that's going to be. Look at how that is. I wish that set of wheels wasn't swivel. because the swivel wheels are going to make this want to spin and F it all up. So I got to pull it up the ramp first, which is where it's going to fight me because I don't have a high point to attach this thing to. So somewhere I have a 6-foot strap, which would be perfect for this. The question is, when we loaded the tractor, it was a dream. Took it out of gear, and 3 of us pushed it onto the trailer. I don't think any of us were straining. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. I do not, however, think that's what's going to happen. So let's see. Holy cow. All right. And then we'll see how much I need. All right. This creates an uneven pull.
A few notes before I get started here. The way I'm setting up the chain on the rear end creates an uneven pull, and this is amplified by the way I'm trying to pull from the center rather than from the ends. The rear dollies are, at very least, not optimal. I should have run a cargo strap around the dolly and tire, locking them together to prevent, well, you'll see. The swivel wheels on the dolly are the source of a lot of headache here. They allow the car to follow whatever force is acting upon it, be it gravity or an uneven pull. They also tend to swivel at will, causing the dolly to catch and not roll smoothly. There are things I could have done to address some of these issues, but I was playing this by ear and without a well thought out plan, and it followed the chaos. The combination of the uneven pull and the random swivel wheel dollies create most of the issues you're about to see here.
Oh, I'm up in New Hampshire picking up a car, and dude is on site with a, yeah, that's not good, with a backhoe helping people load stuff, boom, at this auction. All right, I gotta go fix that, right? And he looks at my winch, I come along and says, hey, I heard those were pretty good. And I said, oh yeah? And I started telling him it was just a cheap Harbor Freight one. And he says, yeah, pretty good for making your finger bleed. I didn't get he was telling a joke. So I looked like the jerk. Well, I looked like the dummy, let's say. It's alright, I'm used to looking like a dummy. Keep everyone's expectations low. You don't have to do much work. Alright. See, this was my super smart way that I was making this. I was going to clear everything. What's worse is I'm going to get halfway onto the trailer and run into some massive problem that's almost impossible to solve. And then have to stop when I need this trailer. Pulling again.
I don't actually need the come along at this point. The car rolls on the dollies easily enough to be pushed or pulled by hand, but especially as I'm going onto the ramps, I prefer the control of moving
Yeah.
a half inch or so per click with the come along.
Shit. Alright, I need... What's happening is... It's not climbing this, it's just pushing it. Because it's not hooked under it like that one is. So I have a solution. Alright, here we go. It's my favorite kind of solution because it's dumb and half-assed. Keep this. Well, see, I'm pulling from that side. That's the problem. So it's pulling it sideways. I didn't think of that. It's not quite solved yet. It used to be in a couple 100 pounds heavier. Alright, I gotta back that out so I can lower that ramp a little bit. Because my solution, astonishingly enough, was short-sighted. I saved these because they were such nice pieces of pine, and I figured I'd do something special with them, and it'd be all beautiful. And this is what I'm doing. Putting holes in it. Now, in theory, I should spin those wheels before I move, because if I don't, then they're gonna go halfway and then lock and then break because of Harbor Freight. Yes, not my first Harbor Freight rodeo.
I don't actually need the come along at this point. The car rolls on the dollies easily enough to be pushed or pulled by hand, but especially as I'm going onto the ramps, I prefer the control of moving a half inch or so per click with the come along.
It's kind of working. Not working the way I want it to, but working. Pulling it crooked. Before I get too far, let's see if I can do something smarmy with this. Nope, that was wrong. Alright, so that lets me do some... Really? You guys are coming back? You didn't learn the first time?
Explanation. The day before, the guineas had wandered all the way down to the road, which is several hundred yards away. The neighbor got involved, and we spent several hours rounding them all up. Stupid birds. Here I'm realizing that pulling off center is causing the car to skew sideways on the dollies. I'm trying to address this, but what I'm doing is inadequate. I should be moving the pull points out to the ends of the axle. There are other issues at play here, but this would address that problem better.
Still kind of pulling it off center. See if I can fix that. I doubt it, but we'll see. Well, this pulled pretty easy though. So, Now that we're over that, don't mind the peanut gallery. There. Kind of scary, but should work. I don't know. I'm going to see which one goes first. Now I'm pulling it the other way. Oh my God. I mean, I almost could have pulled it up on here myself. At the end of the person, I probably could have. Yep. Yep. It's moving it in the wrong direction. Oh, no, it's moving it in the other direction. There, one link. Except that's already too far. Yeah, I got nothing but time. What the hell? Ooh, look at that right hand one. That is super close to the edge. But coming to the left means the left one is coming loose. Super sketch. Yep. Oh, yeah, so the widths of that are an effing nightmare. So I gotta pull the dollies in. Now I just gotta watch, make sure no wheel heads towards the outside or the inside. Huh. Alright, let's go see what just happened. I just pulled off the front dolly. This is exactly what I was talking about. Halfway, and something disastrous happens. What the hell? What are you doing? Oh, it ran into a piece of metal that it couldn't roll over. So rather than fail gracefully, did that. Yeah, no, that's on me because I wasn't up here looking. See, what happened is this piece of metal right here, which, you know, was just a random piece that fell off because, you know, everything just falls off this damn thing. Anyway, off it came and got caught under the wheels and down she went. What was really funny was I was able to pull it manually when it was stuck. It didn't feel like I was straining at all. Super sketchy garage. See, anything you don't take care of will come back to bite you. These poor jacks. I abuse the hell out of these Honda Civic jacks. They're like my go-to for everything. Bastard. So in my life, I don't know, I tend to keep cars until they're worn out. And so I buy Hondas, which means I don't get rid of very many cars. But every single one I've ever gotten rid of, every Honda, I've stolen the jack out of it. Because by the time I'm getting rid of it, it's going to a junkyard. It's not going, I'm not selling it to anybody. It's done. I am not a good YouTuber.
And on that uplifting note, we'll end this episode here, finally. In the next episode, I'll get this back on the dollies and continue my pointless task of moving my ratty Model A off my good trailer. Maybe even wrap the whole thing up.